This episode contains discussion of mental health, including references to suicidal thoughts, which some listeners may find distressing. If you need support, please speak to someone you trust or contact your local mental health services.
I'd say at the minute, despite everything that's happened, I'm a lot happier than I was a year ago.
Campbell's a tried and tested professional boxer. He's far better than them, and that's
I'm
the difference.
hoping they find out the hard way.
It's very hard to just live a normal life when you've been training like a Spartan for how many years?
So I've still got that weight to bring down, and in your head you think you're like a second ahead of what your body can do at the minute. It's just doing my head in.
He was the only person I went and watched him train in the gym, and I just thought, you're the standard. Well, understand, if someone's got a problem with me, I don't want a problem, but if you've got a problem, no problem.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Fight Your Corner, as always joined by my fantastic co-host, Tony the Bomber Bellew.
In partnership with Midnight, the betting app that's built different.
And this week, another fantastic guest up in our Manchester studio, Mr. Campbell Hatton.
See you, mate.
Of course, a hard one to shake hands here. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Back in the gym, training and a bit of routine and loving it.
Obviously, we were at the AO Arena for Manchester, for Misfits now. Probably, a month ago. Your favourite thing, the Misfits, Tony?
In parts, I love it, but then in some parts, I think it's absolutely nuts.
Well, I'd like to talk all about that. Obviously, you've signed now. You're a Misfits Boxing fighter. How did it all come about? What was it for you?
Yeah, so Paul Speak, who's my dad's agent, who's looking after me now as well. He put me onto him, and I was a bit clueless, to be fair. I've not really followed it, but obviously we got down to the show and packed out from start to finish. Like, they're doing something right. It's not like the in the pro boxing where you get there early and like the venue fills up as the night goes on. There's not an empty seat from start to finish, and it's mental. Like Tony said, it's nuts. Like that Jordan McCann fight, I think that sold it to me, to be honest.
I'm trying to think, which one was he? Is he Britain's
He's
hardest
the one
man?
who bit no, that's Big Stacks.
Oh, he's the little Mad Mancunian, isn't he? He kept talking all the way through it. Yeah, he was nuts. I mean, listen, you can't have him on. I'm sorry, because
he's headlining, isn't he?
He was on the verge of getting the whole thing shut down, because if he'd have bit his ear off because he locked his teeth onto his ear and he nipped it, so he actually cut his ear, the madman. And I thought, lad, you can't, like, you bite someone's ear off. I'm not joking. You're going to the jug. You're going to jail. You've just bit someone's ear off live on television. Like, this ain't Las Vegas. You ain't Mike Tyson and he ain't Evander Holyfield. Like, just stop. But it's just nuts. It's
he
chaos.
ringwalked Tyson Fury in Pattaya. Do you know that? He's a rapper as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he ringwalked Tyson Fury.
I mean, I haven't got a clue. I just watched it on the night. I don't really look at the YouTube or the I look on social media basically to be entertained.
You sit there watching Brain Rot.
What's that?
The stuff you watch.
Do you know what?
But it's funny.
He's entertaining.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It is entertaining.
I put social media on to be entertained. So all as I watch is basically comedians. And people giving funny reactions, like Callum Skillen, I think his name is, the Scouse kid who sees things happening and then he just gives us comments. I cry. I said they're crying, laughing. So when I'm bored, like, I don't switch social media on unless I want entertaining.
Well, entertaining we did get at the last Misfits boxing event. I think that was the first one you went to.
Yeah.
Obviously, the takeaways, like you said, are that the venue's absolutely packed from minute one, which it is. I suppose there is a line as well, like Tony mentions at times, but I think in terms of a product and having bums on seats and now having you an opportunity to have a big crowd in Manchester, it must have kind of made sense with you and the guys.
Yeah, definitely. And more money than I was getting for a title fight.
That's the mad thing about it, isn't it?
Mental.
Good on you. Speaky's a really good agent. Speaky's brilliant. I love Speaky. And as you know, I adored your dad. But they're different. Campbell can box. So, like, it's not... Campbell's not an influencer. Campbell's not a YouTuber. Campbell can actually box, and he'll hit people in there, because if they put him in with anyone who's like a YouTuber or something like that, he's going to clean them out. So it's a little bit, it's more of a Misfits Pro kind of thing that I think Campbell will be looking at, but it can vary. You know, Ty Mitchell's in there. I rate Ty Mitchell. Ty Mitchell's one of my sparring partners, and he's a brilliant fighter. a very, very good fighter. So it just depends on which narrative they want to push with Campbell. But ultimately, Campbell's a tried and tested professional boxer. And don't mix Campbell up with Big Stacks or someone like that, because he's not them. He's far better than them, and that's
I'm
the difference.
hoping they find out the hard way. Like, I'm not asked me. I'm not carrying anyone through a bit of a gap either. Like, if we've got to go in and someone gets, I'm thinking it's not my problem really.
Yeah, no, it's not. Go in and do your job, champ.
But yeah, I did speak to Nissa and Mams about it when they had the meeting with them, and I said I like the Misfits Pro side as well. So we are going down the Misfits route, but I've said like I want to sort of do both really.
Brilliant.
If I can, or do one then the other.
They're gonna call you. They're gonna call you out. You're a name.
Yeah.
So they're gonna call
definitely.
you out and call you out at their expense. Good on you. Go and give them a good hiding. So let someone call them out. Let someone try and get in his face. Good luck with that, lads.
Do you think that's an element of it that becomes a little bit exciting? Because we've had the conversation with Tommy Fury before, where he would be getting paid, I don't know, 20, 30 grand to fight some Ukrainian fella that's going in there to lose.
Wouldn't even get that.
Exactly.
He
might for the Tommy
He
Fury name.
wouldn't even be getting that for the English title.
The name.
Parsons, I know, yeah, but you look at where the
I
fights
agree.
stack.
Boxing in general, yes. Yeah. And Tommy being obviously would be a slight difference in that case. But I suppose now you've got the opportunity to. You'll probably have people bring it to you as well, and have a bit of needle in the build up, and be able to have a bit of fun with it. Is that something that excites you?
Yeah,
as well?
and when I stepped away from boxing, it weren't really something I wanted to do. It weren't like, oh, I'm that sick of it now. Like, think I'm done with it. It was sort of like my mental health at the time, and financially, like I couldn't afford to just like if I'm boxing, I want to be wholly boxing. Like, I know, fair play to the lads who work and box full time, but
you want to be all in.
I want to be all in, and like I weren't in a position to do it. So, like I did like resent it a bit, and then I don't want to go on too much about it, but like the path I went down the last couple of years, but I think it's a good way for me to, like say, have a bit of fun with it. The pressure's off, and it's like ease me back into boxing and get back in that sort of way of life. And then after this, like say, the Misfits Pro, and we can start looking at that again as well. So I think it just gives me loads of options then.
What did reinvigorate the fire for you?
It was a weird one. It weren't like, it was around the time my dad passed away, but it weren't a case of as soon as he died I thought, right, I want to get back into boxing for it. It was a bit more gradual than that, like, because at the time he passed away, I went into rehab shortly after, so I've obviously not dived straight back into the gym, but it was sort of in there as I started getting clean and living better and started training, I started finding myself enjoying it again, and then it sort of sparked it. So it was a bit more of a gradual thing, but it's something I need in my life, training, regardless of whether it's to compete or just to keep myself healthy, keep myself sane. It's something I've got to do. And,
that's what people don't realise, Campbell.
Yeah,
it's the routine. It's the routine of having to get up, and then now that you've got a goal and there's an actual opponent and a fight, you've got something to really sink your teeth into, and that helps with the routine. People don't realise that when we're fighters, and you're a fighter first and foremost, that's never going to leave you. You love being in camp, you love training, you work really hard, and when that goes away, there's just no purpose for fighters, Charlie, and it's very hard. It's very hard to just live a normal life when you've been training like a Spartan for how many years, and you're pushing yourself to the limit every day, and then you just wake up and you go one day, what do I do now? What am I pushing myself for? And it's very, very hard to figure that out. I know it does. I know it doesn't sound much to the normal person out there, but as fighters, it is. And
very rarely anything good that fighters generally fill it with as well. Obviously, there's exceptions, and some people have gone on and done great, like good things after their careers. But you see,
90%,
the majority,
90%.
spiral.
We don't have exit strategies in boxing. We need help. boxers who are retired, boxers who just stop, boxers who get injured and can't fight no more, they need help. And there should be an organisation. The British Boxing Board of Control should be doing more. They need to help fighters who are retired, fighters who fall on tough times, fighters who can't fight no more, who don't want to fight no more. There's no help them, show them there's another pathway.
We're wanting to do a lot of that with the Ricky Hatton Foundation. Obviously, we've set it up to raise awareness and tackle mental health generally, but we are hoping to make a conscious effort on not necessarily even just boxers, but ex-sportsmen, and obviously you can't just go to them and say, right, we'll help you, but sort of like a service like education while you're still boxing, because you're never gonna, Tony will vouch for this, while you're boxing, that's all that's on your mind. And if you start thinking of a plan B, or like say an exit strategy, you're sort of accepting failure in your head. It isn't, but that's the way you look at it. You're going to say it will work, or I will be fine after. And
your biggest sponsor, Campbell, was Mawson, I think.
Yeah.
And they're brilliant, because they're like they go out there and seek opportunities for people, and they're like an employment agency kind of thing, and they're brilliant with what they do. So, they've always looked after fighters, Mawson. They always sponsor the fights, and you see them on the shorts and stuff, but they can tap into that and could really help boxers, because it's not, when you get to a certain level in boxing, and Campbell was very fortunate. Campbell was on massive bills all the time, and when you're on them bills, like, it's hard to go from being on such a high profile boxing bills, and then with all due respect, you're not going to get up on Monday and go, right, I'm a plumber now.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's hard work, and no one's going to want to do that or be an electrician. Whereas the fighters on the lesser bills, who like Campbell's talking on before, have got jobs when they're working. With all due respect, that's amazing. That's brilliant. And you can get away with that and do that to a certain level. But no one's going to want to see you on telly fighting on Saturday night at Wembley Stadium. And then, let's be honest, you turn up to change someone's pipes under the sink on the Monday. It's not realistic. It's not real. And it'd be so hard for fighters to try and get that into their head. And they just need help. Just need help with the next, like I say, exit strategies, employment after boxing. Just help the fighters.
It baffles me a little bit that it's something that, I mean, obviously we're going to touch on the Ricky Hatton Foundation, of course, but it's something that still needs to be spoke about, in that obviously when Johnny Nelson did his Call Them Out, his thing was like, there needs to be more aftercare for boxers. Kell Brook opened up about the struggles that he's suffered, and the fact that actually getting back in shape and just having something to train for is what keeps him reinvigorated. We know Tyson Fury's documented it.
The one thing in common with all of this, the word simply is routine. Everybody needs a routine. Everybody in this room, everybody in life, we need a routine. We need something to get up for. As men, we don't speak enough. We don't talk enough. But we can all agree on one simple thing. If we've got a routine, we're striving towards something. We're getting out of bed. There's a purpose. But if you've got no routine and you've got no purpose, it's very hard as a man. And listen, it's hard for women as well. I'm not just making this about men, but that is the biggest thing for me. It's the driving factor of find yourself a routine. I don't care if your routine is just get up and I walk for half an hour. It's a routine. If I get up every morning, my plan is I go out here and I walk 3 miles, or I jog 3 miles. That's a routine. As small as it may sound, I get up, I have a coffee, I'll go in the gym, I'll do this. It's a routine. Even just the smallest little things, find a routine.
Just quickly on the kind of Misfits initial talks that you would have had with Nissa, Callum, Mams and the guys.
Good people, man.
When I spoke to you in the ring, it was potentially Sammy Hammad. Now, I believe he's signed for Queensbury now. I don't know if there's still kind of conversations of that fight potentially happening. Have they kind of spoke to you or given you any indication as to when that first fight will be, who you'll be fighting?
I've not, I don't have a clue who I'm fighting. They weren't really. The Sammy Hammad fight was just something I thought it'd be a decent one, to be fair. And like obviously, and he's from a boxing, big boxing family, and that's what I was thinking. He must be able to fight a bit as well.
Hammad Hatton's got some
Yeah,
ring to
yeah.
it, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Listen,
Or
Bildy.
Hatton Hammad, come on, son.
Hatton Hammad, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, either way, they're two. You're talking about iconic names of British boxing, and I don't use that word very often. Icons, the two of them. So, yeah.
That is Misfits. That's the fun of it as well, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
lads, but build that, because that can be built. So build it. Let them keep winning. Let them keep doing what they can do, and then maximise it, because they can both fight. And believe it or not, the names aren't going to change anytime soon. So let them just keep winning.
First fight in December, is it, or sooner than that?
I think so. When I spoke to Mams the other day, and he said they're working on December. So because I know they've got that Newcastle show as well, haven't they, that Jordan's on. But yeah, I think I'll be after that. Well, I'm hoping so anyway.
How's training? how are you finding being back in the gym and having that routine again?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm finding it better, like feeling fitter quicker than I thought. Just little things, like obviously I've still got a lot. I went up to about 14.5 stone in them couple of years off, and I'm going to be fighting at 11. So I've still got that weight to bring down. And do you know, when you in your head you think you're like a second ahead of what your body can do at the minute, as I was doing my head in. But like I went training with because I still speak to Ben and like the McCormacks and that, like good mates of mine, and I went over training in Marbella with them, and like the boxing felt fine. Like, legs were a bit heavy doing some of the footwork stuff, but then they said we're doing a mountain run tomorrow, and this is probably one of the first runs I've done in about 2 years.
The pictures, yeah.
6 mile up a mountain. Honestly, my knees are in bits still.
Listen, it puts you in good stead, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So, you know, have that thought process with you. But the fact is, you're doing stuff, Campbell, and you know you're getting yourself out in your work, and that's the most important thing.
The realistic thing is, I'm very lucky I'm still here. I'm amazed I am, to be honest. Yeah. I remember my nana said to me at the time, when, because I'd sort of gone on the missing list a bit when my dad passed, and when she said the police come to tell her, she said she thought it was going to be about me. So everything I do now is a bonus, and like gives you that extra bit of gratitude for everything. So to be doing stuff with my life now, like it's made up, and spending time with my family and doing things that for the last couple of years were last on my list, like disgustingly. And like I say, I'm just amazed by it, to be fair.
You've been through a tough time, mate. I can't even comprehend what you've been through. It's horrific, and the fact of you coming out of it the other side is a testament to you. It really is. So you should be proud of yourself and hold your head up high, because very few can get through what you've been through and come out the other side. So you should be proud of yourself, mate. It's time for Built Different Bouts, powered by Midnight, the betting app that's built different. Each week we'll break down the ultimate fantasy fight and decide how we'd bet if we were betting on the Midnight app. Campbell, you're a huge Canelo fan, I'm told. And I'm thinking of a good fight to make. And I think a really good fight would be Canelo Álvarez against Carl Froch. Tell us, if you were betting on the Midnight app, how would you go about that one?
My money would be on Canelo. Let's say a massive fan. He's probably up there. He's probably one of my favourites, if not the favourite. But he's got war written all over it, though. He's tough as they come, Carl. A great fighter himself, but I just think such a complete fighter. Clever, powerful, defensively good. Don't really see... I think in his prime, I don't really see how you can beat him.
He's very good. He's small. That's the only thing. Carl's big. Carl's a big 12-stoner, but I get what you're saying. I understand and see why, because, you know, you look who Canelo's beating, the likes of Callum Smith, a 6'3", 6'4" super middleweight, and he's beat him. But yeah, Froch was a bit of an animal, to be fair. Froch walking Canelo, because you know 100% Froch's walking you down. And I'm not sure how Canelo would deal with that, because Carl was ferocious, and I think he's got one of the best chins. I actually think Carl Froch has got the best resume of any British fighter ever. He literally fought them all. And there's no one left off his record. He fought the very best all the time, consistently through his career. That's one thing I do give Carl Froch. His resume is unbelievable.
Say one flaw in Canelo, and a lot of the time it's because he doesn't need to, but that punch volume, he can be outworked. It's just a case of not getting put out by
Yeah.
by the ones he does throw.
He's got a chin, mate, that I've never seen. I think he's possibly got one of the best chins I've ever seen in my life, Canelo. I've never even seen him really badly hit. I've seen him buzzed, but I've not seen him I've never seen his legs shudder. And bear in mind who's hit him. Gennady
You can
Golovkin.
take him off Golovkin.
And Kovalev.
Yeah.
Mate, he's just... But like I said, Froch, I don't know. I think he might be too big and just outwork him. But it'd be unbelievably fascinating to watch. So Campbell, just to round it off, if you're betting on the Midnight app, what is your prediction for Canelo and Froch?
Yeah, so my prediction, I think it's hard to say that Froch gets stopped by anyone. He's a machine, but I'm just going to say Canelo points.
Okay. I'm going to go Froch points, but what a fight that would have been. That was Built Different Bouts, powered by Midnight. Remember, if you're having a bet on Midnight, you've got to be 18 plus, and please, guys, gamble responsibly.
I want to touch on the Ricky Hatton Foundation. Everyone who knows that man or has stories from Ricky will say the same thing, in that he was such a happy, would speak to anyone, would laugh and joke with anyone, took the piss out of me countless times, but you loved it. You almost felt honoured, like, oh my God, Ricky Hatton's taking the piss out of me. But there was always kind of those struggles that would always come back. I suppose now for you, and experiencing that yourself, being able to get stuck in with the foundation, you're able to maybe do your bit back for, obviously you've struggled, you still will struggle, but look after other people going through a similar situation and get hands-on with a charity in a really important time. Mental health is probably at the biggest crisis it's ever been, and you can kind of give back a little bit as well.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's that purpose that Tony was talking about, and I think when for a lot of years boxing, I saw it like my purpose, and whether it be now in a few years or whenever you stop, there is a shelf life on that. So like you say, what do you do after? But something like working with the foundation and tackling something that's important to me, like mental health, you can do that till the day you die, and that'll always be something that, like, you'll always have that purpose. There'll always be people out there like you need to get through to or help. So it's it is giving me a lot of motivation, and like you say, it's a massive problem. Forget the boxing side of it now. It's one of the highest. I think it is the highest killer in middle-aged men. Like just before my dad passed away, I lost another one of my best mates to suicide, and you're just hearing stories constantly. So it's something that needs to be done, and I think we've come a long way in the last couple of years anyway, through people like my dad, Tyson Fury, and other well-known men who sort of are from backgrounds where you wouldn't think they'd be so open, and you'd think they'd keep it in, be a bit tough, and I think that's the sort of thing we need more of.
I think the saying is, it's okay not to be okay. It's the acceptance of actually being able to speak up and voice your issues, because otherwise they eat you alive, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think we all know, I think the message has been put across really well and really clear that it's okay not to be okay, but I think actually going and doing it, I think we all know it's okay to talk, but I think there's still a lot of people that don't actually get round to it.
There's so many. There's so many. Everybody's going through something. So, you know, people will look at other people's lives and go, he's got the perfect life, he's got this. No, he hasn't. The perfect life doesn't exist.
Social media's to blame for a lot.
I agree.
Highlights, innit? Like,
that's all as it is, mate.
It's all fake,
it's not
though,
real.
isn't it?
No one's ever put a selfie on saying, I feel like a right fat fucker today, can't be arsed doing out and a stink of shit. Like, it's all the good bits,
no one puts like a picture on if the kid's absolutely wrecked the fucking house, the dog's bit off the couch off, the fucking cat's done this, pissed all over the floor. Everyone puts on, oh, look at me watch, look at me garden, look at me house. Fuck off. Put on really real, like, what happened this morning, lad? What phone call did you get? No one puts that side on, and that just it's just ridiculous. So, like I said before, social media's got a huge part to play in in the struggles that people are going through. It really has. But people out there, whoever's watching, listening to us, don't look at social media. Don't ever compare your life to anybody else's. Nobody's life is better than yours. You have the high. What makes you happy is that's all that really matters. You know, I
think my dad's a good example of he did everything, achieved everything he ever set out to. Like he had millions, he had family around him, he had his kids. Like, a lot of people look at his life and say, perfect, what have you got to, like what struggles could you possibly have? But everyone does, don't they? And like, it's from the outside looking in, no one has a clue.
Yeah. He was a perfect example. He's the only person I've ever been around, and he would tear the back out of me. I remember seeing him once, and he just comes and said, "What have you got on?" I mean, he looked like he was in pajamas, and he just ripped it. He said, "What the hell have you got on?" And I remember walking in the mirror thinking, "What have I got on?" And he's got pajamas on. He tore the back. I walked away and thought, I look like a bleeding tramp. He just, the things he'd do or say, he was just brilliant. I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He was the person who I've been in gyms with some world-class fighters. I've been around the world boxing for my country. He was the only person I went and watched him train in the gym. And I just thought, you're the standard. No one's ever done that to me. I watched people train all my life, trained alongside some amazing fighters, beat some amazing fighters. I watched him train with Billy Graham in the Phoenix camp, and I just thought, wow, that's the level you've got to get to if you want to be a world-class fighter. And Ricky Hatton was at that level. He was just, he trained with such a drive, and it was unbelievable, mate. I can't speak, like, you've never seen anyone train like that. I mean, he'd jump on a bar bag and do 15 rounds, and then he'd go and lift weights. Okay, it was just so intense. Like, there's training, and then there's training like Ricky Hatton. It was intense. I mean, he trained at that bar, then he'd go and lift weights. Everything he done was intense. I mean, even the way he partied was intense, to be honest. But everything, he lived his life so intense, and it just shows you.
It sounds like a silly question, but I suppose when it's your father, sometimes you can't appreciate it. I imagine Tony's kids are probably the same a little bit, but those kind of early memories of your old man and the legend that he was, not just even in Manchester, but the UK. Did you really feel that, or is it, I suppose, a bit of a double-edged sword because he is your old man as well? And
I think, like, when I was young and while he was fighting, I don't really have, like,
Great
I don't think really knew how big a deal he was, because we weren't, like, going on mad holidays, because, like, we went to Tenerife, and, like,
he loved Tenerife.
He didn't live an extravagant life, so
he was just one of the people.
It weren't loads different than anyone else you'd see, like the stuff he were doing. But I think it was as I got older and got into boxing myself, it was sort of watching the Mayweather weigh-in and stuff like that, where you've got like 20,000 watching a weigh-in, and like it's just,
and they've all come over.
Yeah, and I'm watching other great fighters, and they're not getting 10% of that, and like, no one's done it since, and I don't think no one ever will.
You'll never see 30,000 people attend Vegas when only 10,000 people can get in. 30,000 people went to Vegas. 10,000 people could only get in that stadium. Like, and they knew that going. It's not like they went, oh, that's just going to. You're
not all going to jib it in.
Do you know what I mean? So you're going to be part of the event because you're going because of Ricky Hatton. He was bigger than I've never seen that. Like, he's just, and he was just so grounded, and just like you'll never see someone like Ricky again. Like, he's a maverick. He's a one-off. He's a unicorn.
Working class hero.
Yeah, that's it. And we've seen similar working class heroes since, and people who've tried going down like the football fan road as well, and it's still not been done. Like, there was just something.
He's different.
Something different, yeah.
He's like I said, he's a maverick. He's a one-off.
Do you think in the pro game you were maybe kind of a victim of the name as well as it was probably a good thing for you in terms of like you turned over on some of the biggest shows, like Tony says, but you do have the name and everyone will kind of maybe hold you to a certain level because of that.
Definitely.
Even though you yourself, you were quite transparent and honest and you were like, look, there's a lot of learning to do. I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to rush yourself. We know what boxing fans are like. Everyone and their nan has an opinion.
Yeah, I think I definitely was. And I think at times it was like I thought, I can't fucking do right for doing wrong here. Like I was transparent. I was realistic where I had very high
Expectations to
ambitions
yourself.
and like how far I thought I wanted to go. I thought I could go, but I definitely knew where the stage I was at, and I knew how much I had to do and how far. And I was never. And I was saying, I'm not claiming to be the next Ricky Hatton. I'm doing my own thing, but I do think I can reach up there. But like, I'm down here now, and I was dead honest, and I'd still get stick. Like,
people don't want to hear it, Campbell, and
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
horrible part. They don't want to, like, you're telling them, I'm not saying I'm going to be the next big world champion or this and that. I'm at my own level. I'm people just automatically, like I said, you'll know with Conor, it's very similar, in the same place for such a long time, and everyone just relates to the fathers, but you're living your own journey. You're going through your own path, and that's what people have got to understand. It's Campbell's path. Yes, he's got that name, but ultimately he's going down his own path, and let him tread his own water, let him learn off his own back. And it's hard because they just keep getting that comparison all the time. And him and Conor will know. Chris Eubank Jr. is the same. He's had to go through it all, but that's part of the reason you're there.
I used to think as well. No one else on the card I'm on is as good as my dad. And they're not getting.
Everyone
They're not
else.
saying they'll never be as good as Ricky Hatton.
Of course.
Like no, not many do, but there's still a lot of very good level in between.
Of course there is.
So like,
But as soon as the name gets read, Campbell,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
way it goes. They just hear Campbell Hatton. They just hear Hatton, and no one's like saying the kid hasn't got much of an amateur background. He's got, very, very few fights in, and no one thinks that. You just hear Hatton. Like I said, same with Conor Benn, same with Chris Eubank Jr. They don't think about what you've been going through, the experience, the amateurs. You're literally learning on the job. Everyone just hears the name, and they just think, oh, well, he should. When you hear the name, they just think straight away, they should be the father. Well, no, he shouldn't. It's not his dad. It's someone who's trying to learn, and that's the hard part.
Was your pro debut Gibraltar?
yeah,
Because I remember, I don't know if you were there, but I remember watching it on the TV. And they interviewed your old man ringside, and he was just like, I don't think he cared whether you won, lost, drew, whatever. I think he was just so happy to see it. And that was like the nicest thing I remember from that was like, I just think he was proud. The ring walk, everything. There was just this immense feeling of pride of seeing, like, my son's giving it a good go as
yeah.
well.
It was like with my dad. It was never about any sort of title or achievement. Like he never really wanted me to box anyway. Like there was never. He got behind me when I did, but there was no sort of pressure to do it. And right at the start, he said it doesn't matter if someone has one fight and loses or goes on to be a world champion. Like he said, you're just proud that you're getting in there and doing it, and because it's a very hard thing. I say it to my mates who have like white collar fights and stuff. I went, it's not an easy thing to do. Go in a room full of about 1,000 people and have a fight with someone. Like not many people can do that. Like whatever sort of level it is at.
Stressful. People don't realise that. People just think, oh, it's all right, it's just a fight. And they think because you've trained and you're conditioned, it's hard to get your head around. Not everyone's cut out for it. And if you think you are, go and have a go. Find out for yourself. Understand and realise. Because the ones who are calling all these trolls or whatever you want to call them on social media, go and have a go yourself.
I think the average man really overestimates their own fighting ability as
Oh,
well.
absolutely.
mate.
That's such an
Everyone's
ego
in our
thing
case.
with blokes, isn't it?
Listen, I've had it so many times. It's not a boxing fight, mate. It's a fight on the street. Okay, do you want to tell me? Okay, let's just get our hands up.
Most of them can't do either.
Funny
It's
thing
nuts.
is when Tony tells me stories about when he's been on broadcast for the Zone and people are
shouting and heckling. So I just say, sound, just come and see me.
But I think Tony is like, from doing this and spending enough time with it, I think he is desperate for someone to come and just.
No, I'm not. I don't
You
want. I don't want
are.
any trouble, mate. I don't.
All right, what about Carl Frampton last week
No,
in
because
Saudi?
yeah, but I don't want. I don't want
Some
trouble.
geezers come up to Carl, yeah, and obviously not knowing who Carl is, going like, let's fight.
Let's
And
have a little
obviously
scrap in the
just
street.
Carl's walked off like, shut up, whatever.
Carl's gone,
Anyway,
just
they've
leave
called
it
him a
alone.
pussy. Carl's carried on walking off. Tony's like, where is he? We're going back to see him.
No, because you can't do that to someone. That's just a total lack of disrespect. But understand, if someone's got a problem with me, I don't want a problem. But if you've got a problem, no problem. But I don't want a problem. I don't need a problem with anyone. But like I said, if you want to have a problem, okay, let's deal with it. Understand, I will never be the first one to throw a punch. But I'll guarantee you, I'll throw the last one. I will not throw the first punch. I promise you I won't. I would never strike someone. I'm not that stupid. I've got an awful lot more to lose than most people can imagine. But I promise you that the last one will be let go by me. Every single time. And that last one is usually the defining one. So, yeah, good luck.
Any takers?
No, like I said, I don't want to box.
He says this all the time. I'm convinced he wants to fight.
I don't want to box. Parsons, I've spent a life.
No one said box.
No,
yeah, exactly. He wants to tear up.
Take someone to a 10-9 on the cobbles.
I don't want to. Like I've had a life in that, but understand, I'm not going to be no one's mug, and nobody is ever going to disrespect me. I can't have that.
You're getting excited at the thought of something.
No, I do. It does excite.
It's foaming at the mouth.
It does excite. Like it does excite me. But like I said before, it's each to their own. I know I've got a screw loose. I know I'm not well. So is a few people here. But I admit it. I'm not fully wired right. But it's just the way I am. I'm never going to change.
Do you ever find it where people give it large to you because of the name, like when you used to be out?
Yeah.
Really?
Loads.
Really?
Do you know what? I'm exaggerating with loads. A lot were sound. Then you'd get a gobby little twat, and I don't need much convincing.
They don't understand. Some people, they just don't. Like, why would anybody disrespect anybody? I've always lived my life. Treat people how you expect to be treated, and I think everyone should be held accountable on that. It's not hard. Doesn't matter what you do or where you're from, or everybody should be held accountable. Everybody. That's why I'm a big believer in social media. Everyone should be held accountable for the account that they hold. Whatever you type on social media, you should be able to repeat to somebody's face. Quite simple. And I believe anyone who doesn't, you're a coward.
And address with every.
I just think everyone should have the
tweet.
passport details, Campbell.
That.
Everyone should give the passport details. If not, a form of ID.
Let's not implement digital ID.
But it should be.
It's only
it's only
not to
on,
go all political,
only
but
on
giving the
social
wrong
media.
people control. Yeah, but who has
only
that?
On social
who has
media.
That? It's the people that own the platform.
Only on social media.
Nah, I disagree.
Only on so you
are hypothetically you're right, but the actual logistics of implementing
So you telling me people shouldn't be accountable?
No, 100% they should, but the only way of doing it is wrong, because you can't give these platforms your identity. Otherwise, then we're all controlled. But that's a story for another day.
We're not all controlled.
No, we are. Then,
everybody should be held accountable for what they type on social media.
I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that, but IDs and everything.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, but ultimately, if everyone was held accountable on social media, the world would be a far better place. But unfortunately, we've got some little helmets and some cowards out there who want to go on social media and attack people. And
not
everybody. What else had it right, didn't it?
Not everyone's like me and Campbell or Curtis. And okay, if you've got something, I always say the same thing. If you've got a problem with me, come and tell me. Come and see me. Desperate. But if you've got a problem, I'll see. Tell me when you see me. That's simple.
Does it ever happen? Not really.
It's happened a couple of times over the years, but literally twice.
Campbell, just before, I suppose, on a bit of a tangent from all of this, we were talking about your career and everything. Whether it be solely boxing or your charity work or whatever, 5 years down the line, where would you like to see the name of Campbell Hatton? What would you have liked to have achieved?
You know what? I don't like looking too far. I just sort of have the mindset, get through today, worry about tomorrow in the morning. But like I say, hopefully financially secure, like for me and my family. Still doing the things that I know that's right. So training, my routine, living clean, not going down a road I know I can go down. Like I say, at the minute, despite everything that's happened, I'm a lot happier than I was a year ago. So more of this.
Can you look back and almost not smile about the pain, but like seeing how far you've come on?
Yeah, like I'm proud. Like I'm saying, I'm proud of myself. Cause one thing after another, and there's still things go on which are like a kick in the teeth at the minute, and make things that little bit harder. But I'm just sort of just navigating through, which at one point I weren't doing. So just more or less.
Just keep getting in that gym.
Yeah, that's
keep getting
it.
in that gym, and that helps. And talk to people, champ.
That's it, definitely.
Just keep talking to people. You've got to, Campbell. It's a must. But you're doing the right thing, mate. You're doing brilliant. Just keep doing what you're doing. And advice, being a little bit older, keep spending time with your kids.
Yeah,
spend as much
definitely.
time with your kids as you can. The baby and stuff like that. That's the most important thing.
Just lastly, before we move on to a boxing chat, you mentioned, and it's a mad word to obviously use when reflecting on yourself and dark times, but the kind of topic of suicide and things like that. Was there almost an element of when your dad had passed and maybe let the struggles get too much that you kind of went to yourself, I can't go down this way, I can't do the same?
Yeah, there was. And that is sort of how I'm sort of viewing it now. It has got to be obviously there's nothing good can come of that situation other than a big lesson, really. So that I am using it as that, and let's say around that time, just before and just after, that was what I had in my head. That is what I wanted to do. I hadn't got round to it yet, but that's what was on the forefront of my mind a lot of the time. And I know it's possible now to get through that. And none of us know what was going through my dad's head at the time. Like you say, I take a little bit of comfort in how they've said it's clutching at straws for comfort here, but how they've said the CTE and things like that played a big part in it, and that it would have been like a spur of the moment thing, not planned. Because I'd hate to think of him.
Don't, mate. You don't have to think of him
sitting
like that.
Thinking like that. Do you know what I mean?
Don't think of it like that. Your dad's a hero, mate, and he's a hero to everyone. So, yeah, you don't think of your dad as always being a good dad and always being around and forcing and just the work he put in. No, and you were his most important asset in the world, mate. He absolutely loved and adored you, Campbell. So don't ever forget that. Don't ever think about where that is, mate. Your dad's a hero, and he's an inspiration to everybody, not just everyone in Manchester. Scousers adore him. How often do you hear Scousers talking about Mancunians saying we adore him? No, absolutely adore him, mate. Adore him.
Joint the city as well. There's not many. No one's managed to do that. Nobody. Even at Crawler fight, like love Crawler. Like a lot of city love Crawler, but you'd still get to the shows and they're all singing United songs and like not many have done that.
That's what he done. Spend time with your uncle.
Yeah,
Magic's great. Matt's brilliant. Stick by your family, mate, because they're the only people in the world who fully understand and know what you're going through. And the closer you stay to them, the better, in my opinion, for you. But you're doing great, champ. You've got your routine back, and you're ticking boxes every day, and you're doing brilliant.
And I'm sure everyone said this, but if there's ever me, Tony, anyone that can ever help with a foundation, it would be
it would be
an absolute honour. Let's move into some boxing chat. Couple of weeks ago now, Joshua Prenga Fury against Whack. We all know what Tony's thoughts are on Fury versus Whack.
I don't. That's me. There's nothing wrong with it. He fought. He won. What do you want me to say?
That's not what you were saying a couple of weeks ago,
I
mate.
was saying it's the most pointless fight in the world, but he won. I mean, who's going to... Manny's Vach, he's lost 8 out of 10. He done the hard job by beating Makhmudov. That was brilliant. Makhmudov's a really hard opponent to come back to. I just don't get how you go from Makhmudov to Vach.
He's done it the wrong way round, hasn't
It's
he?
nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you fight the really hard fight in Makhmudov, and then you go, you know what? I think I'm just going to beat some fella up who's lost 8 out of his last 10. It's just nuts. But if he'd have done it like Campbell's just said, spot on, I haven't thought about that. If he'd have done it the other way round, but I suppose everyone would have been at the bums twitching if he'd have fought Makhmudov in Thailand in front of 200 people.
Yeah.
I think it would have given everyone a heart attack. But he was really good against Makhmudov, so I'm not knocking him in any way. Makhmudov was a really hard fight, especially to come back to on paper.
The fight's too late, right? I mean, we're going to get it, and we're all going to watch it.
It's Calm Brook again, isn't it?
It actually is, isn't it? And
I'll be watching, but I don't even think... I think, regardless of who wins, I don't really think it tells us anything anymore. I still don't think we know who was the best out of the two, regardless who wins.
The resumes are both very similar. They've both beat world-class fighters. They've both been unified world champions. And they've both lost. When they've been at the very peaks and at the very best, they've both lost to the man in Alexander Usyk. Yeah. So it's very hard to split them. And then now when it gets to this stage, you're just like, what do you learn? Like they've both, I mean, you don't want to say they've both seen better days, but the fact of the matter is they have. They simply have.
You mentioned Carl Brook, and is it fair to say that maybe it wouldn't have been that if Tyson had, I mean, it was Marius Whack and it was a couple of rounds, but if AJ had looked better against Prengham, I say better, hadn't had that first round
knocked him out in the second round, Parsons.
Oh, he
knocked
did.
him out in the second round.
He did. But you can't ignore the question marks.
It's kind of like golf. There's no pictures on a scorecard. Like you just look at the results. He knocked him out in round 2.
But that's not how you judge boxing.
No,
that would be a naive way to judge boxing.
But ultimately, it is how you judge boxing, because boxing is a results-based business. And if Anthony Joshua wins every fight in the second, if Anthony Joshua wins every right in the second round, gets knocked down in the first, is he not the best?
That's not how you dissect and analyse a fight, though, is it?
Potentially not, but if you keep winning, it is, because you know what, he just gets up and knocks you out. I would take, if I could have that result what Anthony Joshua's just done, I would have that result every time, and so will Campbell. If that means you win every single fight you've ever had, you get knocked down the first and you get up in the next round and win by knockout, and that happens every single time you fight, guess what? You go through your career unbeaten. So boxing, never make the mistake of, boxing is a results, sport is a results-based business on a whole. It's all about the result. No one cares about what happens early.
If you look back at Wilder's career, bet there's not many rounds won without knockdowns, is there?
No. He's spot on. We all want the perfect performance. We all want the perfect outcome. But understand, it's a results-based business.
Do you think it will feel anticlimactic? You know, like Carl Brook, after the fight, we were a bit like, it kind of didn't hit how it should have. As much as we still want AJ Fury and we're still going to talk about AJ Fury.
I think it's impossible for it to
live up to expectations.
Well, I think from the quality of the fight, possibly, but I think the event and the occasion, it can only deliver, like with them two personalities and the history behind it. I think the actual event and the spectacle's gonna. I don't think we'll have ever seen anything like it. But
you'll worry, will the press conference overshadow the actual fight? But then styles make fights, and Anthony Joshua is a fighter. He's not going to be able to outbox Tyson Fury, and he knows that. Like you're not outboxing Tyson Fury, so you better get stuck into him. And and he knows that. Anthony Joshua is really smart. He's really clever, as is Tyson Fury. They both know what they've got to do to win that fight, and I just think it can't not be a good fight.
No, and I think it's sort of like, I think they're both a bit past it. They're both on the way down. Has that made it like
More of a level playing field.
levelled it out a bit?
Yeah, it has. Because Anthony Joshua's never had a better time to beat Tyson Fury.
Fury's not his feet. He's changed his style, hasn't he? He doesn't fly around the ring like he used to.
He's not wasting energy.
He is there to be hit a lot more. And
Marius whacking it, yeah, so can Anthony Joshua. And believe you me, there's a big difference in punching power there. But then ultimately, Anthony Joshua's shown some vulnerabilities himself.
Do you think that could maybe work in AJ's favour in that Fury isn't the level of puncher that...
Like I've just said, it's never been a better time for him to face Tyson Fury. Never in his whole career.
Who's the favourite right now?
I don't know, there's a lot, because it weren't shown anywhere. I've seen like little highlights, seen little clips, and I've seen some clips of the Fury fight where he looks shy, and I've seen some where he's boxing his head off.
It's quite simple. You just purely have to go off the Makhmudov fight.
And he looked good, didn't he?
He done a job on Makhmudov. Makhmudov's not easy to beat. He done a job on Makhmudov. Based on the both performances over the last 12 months, Tyson Fury is the favourite. And he'll be, I wouldn't say he's the large favourite, but he's the favourite.
Because realistic, as much as AJ's, he's had them fight, he's not fought at that level since Dubois, has he?
You know what's mad about the Dubois fights? Every time I watch it, you think, oh, lad, just as you've hurt him, just as you're getting back in, it's over. But this is heavyweight boxing.
Campbell, we've got a segment on this show. It's called Call Them Out, where every guest that comes on calls something out about the sport or something in and around combat sports that annoys you. It could be the fans, it could be the level of aftercare, etc. What would you like to call out?
Yeah, there's a couple. I do think one thing would be you are just forgotten about a lot of the time by promoters. After, like, once they've got what they need out of you,
That's what
like,
Kel said.
Sin a bit.
Like, Brooks said the same.
Let's say I've not heard from anyone a week before my last pro fight, like the week of the fight.
What, promotionally?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Not. I think I might have had a message off Frank Smith. But like apart from that, nothing. And Bellend's on social media. Yeah, that's another one.
I think Tony would agree with you.
Just tell them to tell them when they see you, mate.
Yeah.
Just say, tell me when you see me. It's all I respond to people. Tell me when you see me. It's boxing, mate. It's boxing at the highest level. But I get it.
Well, Campbell, thanks for joining us on Fight Your Corner. It's been fantastic to see you. It's good to see you. I'm sure Tony will reiterate. Healthy, looking forward to being back in the gym. And I think probably the most, certainly for me, is the mental health stuff and the fact that maybe you can get stuck in and help out a little bit now with the foundation. We saw that fantastic night at the AO Arena. And I suppose maybe you got that chance to give back a little bit in mental health.
Yeah, like you say, there's loads of eyeballs on Misfits. And it's a good opportunity, not just for myself, but to build the foundation, and I can sort of use that as well.
I'll be right behind you, champ, supporting you. I'm looking forward. Can't wait to see you back in the ring and doing what you do best. So good luck.
Come on, pal.
Pleasure.
Cheers, boys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Fight Your Corner, as always joined by the fantastic Tony, the Bomber Bellew.
And that was sponsored by Midnight, the betting app that's built different.
As always, like and share, comment, let us know down below what you thought. Be good to see Campbell Hatton back in the ring. I'm sure Tony will reiterate that, and good to see him doing good things with the foundation as well. We'll see you next week with another episode, guys.